several different string instruments on the wall, and a seriously meaning business weights bar on a stand to the other side. So you're engaging in things which are physical, have a strong physical component to them, as well as a skill component, and as well as presumably a requirement for paying attention. And that's interesting.
Yeah.
You haven't, that's not just a sort of backdrop photograph, is it? That's the real space.
No, yeah, they're really there. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, no, that's the thing is, there's been a lot of research done, and the best thing you can do for your mental health is to work out. The best thing you can do to live a long life, right? There's only two things you can do to increase your life expectancy by more than 10 years. One of them is to not smoke, and the other one is to work out, right? So you really can't have a strong brain without having, well, you can, but you can't have an optimally strong brain without having a strong body. So there's so many connections, and it's something that was kind of neglected for a long time, I think, in psychology and physiology, this idea of the embodiment of the brain. We like to study either the body and anatomy and physiology as its own thing, or we like to study the brain and neuroscience as its own thing. But they're connected, right? And so the different things that you do with your hands, you have a motor cortex that will increase in size if you're strong in your body. You have a part of your parietal cortex that increases in size if you're good at mathematics, or if you're good at spatial reasoning, or good at music, or any of these types of things, right? So the brain, reacts in response to how we use our bodies. So yeah, being physically active is important to me for sure.
Yeah. And in your studies or in your own experience, have you explored dance, whether it's like freestyle dance or programmed dance, in relation to what you're talking about?
I have not. I am not a dancer, but my co-host on my podcast, his child is that's her job. She's a dance therapist. So that's what they do for a living, is rehabilitate people with physical disabilities through dance. So yeah, it's a very powerful thing. And people can pick up on dance movements. I know that people can pick up through dance movements if you just hook little electrodes to people's arms and legs and have them dance around with just a minimum of like four dots. Somebody can look at the four dots on the screen moving around and go, "Oh, this is a person dancing." So there's definitely something in our brain that's hardwired to identify it and to engage in it.
Right. So in other words, it's got a direct relationship with a pattern that's already present within us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so interesting. What is your PhD on?